All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we got to go back across the pond to the UK in a video uploaded to Twitter by TP UK, Turning Point UK, where a student secretly recorded a teacher pushing the LGBTQ agenda on the entire class. Now, as you'll hear shortly, by this teacher's own admission, when they were younger in school, they were picked on and bullied for being gay, being a little extra flamboyant, not sitting the right way, as a man should sit. And now he's a teacher pushing the LGBTQ agenda on the kids, and that's where everyone should have a problem with it, not just me or people who aren't into it. Your sexual orientation and who you choose to enter relationships with, that type of stuff is not the job of a teacher to be telling kids. I don't see how that's going to help them learn any better. Clearly this is just an example of a hurt man who never healed from his past traumas, and now he's lashing out on kids. But we're about to get into this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe while we're watching. Now let's roll it.
And let me make this very clear. You don't have a choice whether or not you learn about LGBTQ+ in school. You don't have a choice. It's one of our values, the British value. And if you refuse to do it, that will be dealt with severely. Why would I not? Why would I care if anyone in this room wants to love somebody, whether it's to be a man or a woman? Why would I care if someone wants to say, do you know what, I don't know if I'm more male or female, I'm exploring. Why does that matter to me? Why does that matter? It's not hurting you, but it definitely hurts other people by the words you use. And you don't understand at this age the impact. When I was at school, and I remember it now, when I was in an English class, I used to sit with my hand like this, and you're sat now like this. I used to be sat like this. And the girl used to constantly bully me and say, oh, you're queer, you're gay because you're sat like that, and if you were a real man, you'd sit like this. So I could have said to you, oh, you're not being very girly-like, you're sat like this. And actually, that still lives with me today as a 40-year-old man.
Boom. So that's the proof right there. As a 40-year-old man, he still hasn't got over being picked on in school. To all my British people, UK people, let me know, because it sounds like I heard him say learning about LGBTQ plus people and learning about the LGBT movement is a British value. Let me know what you think about that in the comments, if that's a British value. The way I see it, like I said earlier, that is completely and entirely up to you. You know what I mean? And that's your values. I don't know what triggered him to lash out like this, but you a 40-year-old man and you teaching kids. You got to have some composure. And trust me, this isn't just something that you dealing with in the UK. We dealing with this in America as well.
That moment in that time, your words can hurt people. Why would anyone choose to say something that would hurt somebody else? And let me make this very clear. You don't have a choice whether or not you learn about LGBTQ+ in school. You don't have a choice. It's one of our values, the British value. And if you refuse to do it, that will be dealt with severely. And if you say something that's derogatory or can hurt somebody else in this room, that is very serious.
Yeah, he said it again. It's a British value. He's saying that the LGBT is a British value. Now, I'll be very interested to hear how the people of Britain and the people in the UK feel about that. So please get in the comments and let me know. But, I mean, gay people and people who identify as LGBT, whatever, they've always been protected in the sense where at a school, you're not supposed to pick on kids. You're not supposed to pick on kids for being gay, for being nerdy, for being fat, for being anything. You could get in trouble for just picking on kids in general. That's bullying. You're not supposed to do that. But this guy clearly has a bias. And like I said, I'd be very curious to know what triggered this. What made him go off on this rant, on this tangent? I would love to know.
And it's as serious as if you were using racist language. Do not do it. Okay? That's the value, that's the approach we take in this school. And if there are people sat here who don't agree with what I'm saying, you need to go home and have a conversation with your parents and say, why are my values so different to what Britain is? Why have I got this view? Where's it come from? The only thing that you can be taken out of is sex education. And that is from when your parents speak to me and get permission. Nobody in this room has done that. LGBTQ is not sex education. That is relationships. Okay? You do not have the authority or the ability to refuse to do it.
So did someone refuse to want to learn about LGBT? Like, what class is this? I got so many questions, to be honest. This teacher's saying you don't have a choice. You can respect people without diving deep and getting into their ideologies and how they live their life and how they identify. You can have a respect for people without going down that rabbit hole. But it's a shame that, you know what I'm saying, kids who aren't comfortable with this, by what this teacher's saying, don't even have a choice. They gotta sit and learn about this.
I cannot tell you how much having people not recognize who I am and openly say that they don't value who I am, because when you say I don't agree with LGBTQ people, you're saying you don't value me. I've given a lot to this world. I'm a good person. I've adopted 2 children. I've given them a fresh start. I'm a good human being. Why should I be judged based on who I choose to love? Whether you agree or not. Don't say something that's going to make me or someone like me feel less than human. Yeah? Just think on that the next time you say something. And also be aware that Miss has an obligation. If anything happens like that in this room, she has to then deal with it in a very serious way. I'm hoping you don't choose to make the right choices because of sanctions. I'm hoping you're saying, actually, I won't say it because it might hurt somebody else. Has anyone got any questions before I go? No. All right, thank you.
Yeah, I bet they don't have any questions. You made it very clear what what is and what isn't allowed in that classroom. Yeah, man. Like I said, that was very intense, and he was really driving the point home on them kids. My main questions after listening to that is, what class was this? What sparked it? What made it happen? You know, because from listening to that, it sounds like either there may have been something said to a student who was gay or LGBT identifying. There could have been something said to the teacher, or there was just a student who didn't feel comfortable learning about, hearing about that type of stuff, or just a student who had disagreements with that, particular ideology, with the LGBT movement. I don't know. I can't give you guys all of the answers here, but yeah, man, that's it for the video. Let me know what you guys thought about that in the comments down below. I remember growing up, there was a kid in my school who I'm not going to name, but she couldn't celebrate certain holidays because of her religion. So whenever we would have the Christmas parties in class, or the Halloween, or the whatever it may be, she would remove herself from class because, because of her religion, she couldn't take part in those events. And the school allowed her to do that. Although these events were, especially, think about 20, almost 20 years ago. I'm 27. So, let's just say 18, 19, however many years ago, those holidays were seen as American holidays. So, those holidays identify with a majority of people in the country. But the school allowed her to remove herself and not take part in those events. So I think the school here should definitely allow kids who aren't comfortable with learning or hearing about topics related to LGBT to be removed from hearing about certain things. But according to this guy, they don't have a choice. They have to hear about it. They have to learn about it because it's a British value. Very interesting. I think this teacher is wrong for this, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe when you're at the door. And until next time, you guys, I'm out of here. Peace.